Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. The Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, don revoke the CFO of Garrick Memorial School. Kola Edokpayi say tomorrow may be too late for the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki. Make it stop to dey prove stubborn. Make I leave you now, make you hear from Kola Edokpayi the message we bring come today.
Tomorrow may be too late, Obaseki. Tomorrow may be too late. Tomorrow may be too late. When you hear the truth, harden not your heart. Tomorrow may be too late. Let not your heart be hardened like Ramses. Rescind the decision of the revocation of the certificate of occupancy of Garrick Memorial School. Desist from that. We will join God, we will join you to pray to Almighty God to forgive you. To err is human, to forgive is divine. You don't even respect court order. The governor only respects court order. Sorry to say, Governor Godwin Obaseki obeys court order when it favors him. Tony Kabaka Hotel was demolished, even when the matter was pending in court of competent jurisdiction. People go and get court order. Governor Godwin Obaseki stop treating court order like a mere piece of paper. You are a product of court. If other people if they don't respect court order, there is no way you would have been the governor of Edo State. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the country you are watching us from. My nomenclature remains again. Mrs. Kola Edokpayi, popularly known as the spiritual leader of the Talakawas, the commoners, the head, the leader, the mouthpiece of the commoners. I want to welcome you to this live broadcast this morning, Sunday, where we want to articulate the vindictive, the imperialistic, fascist, despotic acts of the governor of Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki, that have refused to appoint commissioners, that have refused to appoint substantive chief judge of Edo State, that have refused to give impetus for the conduct of local government elections in Edo State in line with constitutional provisions. You are fully aware that September last year, Edo people came out en masse to support the 4+4 movement for the enthronement of Governor Godwin Obaseki as the governor of Edo State for the second term. Edo people believed in total emancipation and liberation from the economic strangulations of the plebeians. Edo people believed during the period under review that the state must be liberated from political vultures, from economic bedbugs, from saboteurs, from capitalists that are piloting the affairs of this state, from feudal lords, but not knowing that the reverse will be the case. November, the governor of Edo State was sworn in. The second term, thinking that work will commence immediately, thinking that the mission for the liberation of the people has just commenced. Thereafter, we then subscribe to political gradualism, but not knowing that we are presently suffocating in the iron grip of economic strangulations. We are suffocating in the iron grip of what I describe as domestic colonialism. That people are now afraid to talk. Are we not living in the regime of fear? Is this system not taking us back to the dark days of military dictatorship? Is this administration now moving anti-clockwise into the dark days of Benito Mussolini, of Italy, of Benito Mussolini, of Italy, of San Francisco, of France, the Nazi days, Adolf Hitler, of Germany, Idi Amin of Uganda. What we experienced, what we read as students of history are now replaying in the political spectrum of Edo State. The right to freedom of association and peaceful assembly is guaranteed by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is not mandatory, it is not obligatory for every Edo sons and daughters to align themselves or to join a specific political party, putting into perspective that we are not operating a one-party system. We are not operating a two-party system. We are operating a multi-party system where you have two or more political parties contesting for elections. The days of Benito Mussolini, we are not even operating a communist system of government that believes in that believe in only one political party, the Communist Party. Just that Communist Party. Every other political parties during the period of that review were regarded as rebellious groups that the government needed to strangulate or sequester from the politics of the country that operated communism. We are not operating a kleptocratic government. Or are we now operating a kakistocratic government in Edo State? A kakistocratic government. Government by the worst. Edo people have been dribbled like Maradona in terms of appointments of commissioners. Edo State has been dribbled by those elected to pilot the affairs of Edo State. Those elected to rescue Edo State from the state of flood quagmire. When it rains today, Edo State is like Benin City, is like River Niger. During my sojourn in Abuja a few days ago, when it rained cat and dog, photographs were sent to me. I was myacally bewildered. I was flabbergasted. I was astounded and perplexed with the level of flood in our city. A city where we had Benin Water Storm Project. What happened to Benin Water Storm Project when our governor was in charge of economic and strategic team of then Governor Adams Aliyu Oshomole? We know that government is continuum. We will come to that. Yes, still on the fact that we are not operating a one-party system in Edo State. Still on the fact. Everybody, you have rights to align with any political party. We have the PDP, we have the APC, the brothers and their brothers and sisters. The two political parties are avians of common plumage that congregate assiduously. They are of the same political philosophy. They are of the same political theory. That is why today the PDP is weak at the federal level. The PDP cannot criticize, cannot criticize the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Here in Edo State, we have the weakest opposition in the All Progressives Congress. All they are very good at is to fight themselves, to fight one another in order to grab position. They are not thinking of the development of Edo State. I can remember vividly when Chief Danusi Obi was the chairman of People Democratic Party. I know how he tackled Comrade Adams Aliyu Shomole for 8 years. And I know how he tackled Governor Godwin Obaseki. He reviewed the administration of Godwin Obaseki, compare it with Wike 100 days in office. The achievements stupendously of Wike, Governor Wike of Rivers State. But today, we have the weakest opposition in Edo State. We have the weakest opposition in Edo State. Yes, sorry. Today we have the weakest opposition in our dear state. APC in Edo State is as weak as weak as Dodo. Not like my brother, you know that Bongo with now. You see, APC is as weak as Dodo. Weakling. APC is the weakest party in Edo State. They have not even addressed any form of press conference to draw the attention of the governor of Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki. That in fact the sole administrator of Edo State. Governor Godwin Obaseki is now the sole administrator of Edo State. Nothing is moving. Edo State is moving into darkness. Nobody is saying anything. Opposition that is supposed, opposition party that is supposed to galvanize the people for positive action is adamant. The opposition party is docile. The opposition party is taciturn. The opposition party is not saying anything, as if the governor of Edo State is an emperor. The opposition party, the All Progressive Congress, must wake up to its responsibility. One of the functions of political party is not just to conduct and win election and find in order to form government. Political party is to criticize constructively some policies, some anti-people policies of government. If they don't know their constitutional responsibility as political parties, they should come and meet us. We educate them. Poll 101. We teach them political science, because we are born political scientists that understands the history of politics, Western history of political thought. We teach them political thought. We teach them the philosophy of Niccolo Machiavelli, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, John Locke, Karl Marx, and other philosophers that postulated on the need for political development in our respective countries. APC should wake up to its responsibility. Governor Godwin Obaseki is revoking the certificate of occupancies of those that are opposing him, those that didn't support him, while those that supported him and wanted to support the present chairman of People Democratic Party, Dr. Azegbemi. The only thing the governor is destroying people's properties and revoking unnecessarily people's certificate of occupancies. Look at the recent one. He revoked the CFO of Garrick Memorial Secondary School. We are aware that some of the children of Garrick supported other political party. Is it by force to support a political party? As a mature person, I have my right to freedom of thought. Politically, I can decipher what will happen subsequently. It is not by force to join political party, except the governor is not telling us that Edo State is now a communist state, where we have only one registered political party. While revoking the CFO of Garrick Memorial Secondary School, when you have refused to ban open grazing, your counterpart in other states have they have banned open grazing, while the governor of Edo State is seen to be supporting the establishment, allegedly, of rural settlement in our dear state. Fulani men are killing criminal elders have occupied our forest. There is a conspiracy to install a sultan in Edo State. We heard that the man came. He came from Abuja. He displayed some documents, got it from presidency. That shows that they are ready for showdown with Edo people. And here we are busy destroying, revoking people's certificate of occupancies, destroying people's properties. The governor should put on his ticking cap, should wake up to his constitutional responsibilities. The governor should defend the Edo people. The Edo people that voted for him. A governor should provide security for them. Governor should provide welfare for them. Should provide social amenities for them. This is not the time for political primbeddalism. This is not the psychological movement for political vendetta. This is not the time for politics of bitterness as being practiced under Governor Godwin Obaseki in Edo State. Politics of bitterness, politics of primbeddalism, politics of vendetta is what is absolutely obtainable in our dear state because of the fact that we are docile. Because the fact that we have the weakest opposition party in APC at the state level on head, where we have the weakest opposition party at the federal level. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The fact that is the governor of Edo State does not mean that he's going to be there forever. You have not even built a secondary. Is there any secondary school that have been built by Governor Godwin Obaseki? Let's go to secondary school. We're not talking of renovation. We had somebody from Subens where they spent 6 billion naira. Time we are going to invoke the Freedom of Information Act on that set to explain, to give us, to tell us Edo people how that 6 billion naira was spent. We are not cowards in Edo State. Cowards die many times before they are dead. We are not cowards. We are not fools. We need the development of Edo State. 6 billion naira. We will come to that. If there's any secondary school that the governor laid foundation, built, and in fact and completed, let me know the name of the secondary school or primary school. Face front. You are saying face front. You go face back. You face back. Come out from my wall. You go face back. Obaseki is not the president. Is Obaseki not? Are your people, if you live abroad, are people not applying Binia Uchi Road? Don't you have sisters attending Abu Salih University, attending a federal polytechnic Uchi? You are waiting for president all the way from Abuja to come and provide security for us when you have governor of state collecting security vote? What is the governor doing with security vote? Go to Kogi State. The vigilante are empowered. When you go to Kogi State as the best vigilante. As the best vigilante are empowered with security vote. Don't face your front until the thing don't go knock for your door before your eye go clear that time. Until security, until this thing so no, I don't know why people are behaving like this. We are addressing issues that are very paramount. We are talking of installation of, they are talking of installation of Sultan in Edo State. You are saying that Obaseki is not the governor, that we should go and meet the president. What kind of talk is that? Benin Auchi Road is not passable. You cannot travel to Lagos by Lagos recently. 2 weeks ago, we had the breaking news of how Omoyele Sowore, younger brother, was killed by kidnappers. Oh, brother, sorry. Not. What is all this? What is all this? We cannot travel by road again. We cannot travel by road. Our roads are not secure. They have occupied our forests. There is influence of these people into our state on daily basis. The governor has not deemed it fit to check how these people are coming to the state. They have occupied everywhere. Having occupied everywhere in our state, they are now talking of the installation of their Sultan. That when you arrest them for committing any crime, Sultan will call Abuja. There will be, in fact, another from Abuja that will take them to Abuja and allow them to go. And here we say we are happy, we are comfortable with what is happening in Edo State. People are already living in Edo State. They wake up when I discover that there is nobody. The governor will not be the governor let me not use that statement. They wake up one day and discover that there will be nobody in Edo State. Our brothers in diaspora find it very difficult to visit home. We hear negative news on daily basis in Edo State. Is it that the gods are angry with it? The gods are angry. Is it that the gods are angry? Negative news on daily basis. Negative news. Going to a year. Now this month we'll make it, okay, 1 year anniversary when the roof of House of Assembly was removed. We are going to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the removal of House of Assembly roof. They relocated House of Assembly to government house. If I thought we don't even have a full House of Assembly, we have Governor Obaseki House of Assembly. What are they still doing in government house? They should come to Denis Osade, they should come to Chief Anthony Nauro complex. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. If we talk, we die. If we don't talk, we die. It's better for us to talk and write our name on the sand of time than behaving like conquered people. Let me see if I can get the revocation of the CFO of Garrick Memorial Secondary School. Yes. On 9th of September, okay, to who it may concern, revocation of right of occupancy of property by His Excellency, the Governor of Edo State, overriding public interest pursuant to section 20. The thing is not clear. It's not clear. Okay, we are hereby informed that His Excellency, the Governor of Edo State, has... Cannot read it very well. It's not clear. Yes. Look at the revocation notice. Revocation notice. when governor has not even built a secondary school? No, okay, there's a secondary school built by the governor, we should know. Let's visit the school. Garrick Memorial Secondary School revoked the CFO. You have relocated library. We heard that land has been sold, allegedly, because the governor is giving room for people to speculate. You relocated the library from Sapler Road. You didn't tell Edo people. Are you the owner? You are the governor of Edo State. Are you the owner of that property? One year. Is it not Edo people's property? Is it not Edo people's property? Can't you address Edo people the reason why you are relocating the library? The library, in fact, nothing is happening there. People go there to smoke weed. Go to the time of Bermuda College that was built by Comrade Adams Aliyu Shomole, commissioned in 2016 by General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That place now, if we have that, in fact, the building, the former governor completed it with air conditioners, chairs, 21st century facilities, and all that. Governor Obaseki abandoned it there, where our students are still learning under the most excruciating condition. But it drains on our students, on our children there. New Era College, where that new building that is supposed to be used judiciously by the governor of Edo State is under lock and key. 1 year, no complete house of assembly, no local government chairman, no substantive chief judge, no commissioners. It pains me. What is the Nigerian Bar Association doing? Nigerian Bar Association, the Lion Bar. I'm using this opportunity to call on my vibrant, my progressive brothers and sisters who are members of the Lion Bar to comment, to condemn the action of Governor Godwin Obaseki. We have a progressive as the chairman of Nigerian Bar Association Benin branch, the Lion Bar. No substantive chief judge. Is it that is it that they don't have anybody that is qualified to be substantive chief judge of Edo State? The bar must wake up to its responsibility. The bar is dominated by progressives. The bench is dominated by elites. It's only the bar, the Nigerian Bar Association, we have progressive-minded men and women. I call on you to condemn the act of the governor. I call on the governor to appoint a substantive chief judge. They should not play politics with judiciary. Judiciary is the last hope of a common man. Judiciary is the last hope of a common man. They should not play politics with the judicial organ of government. You know, we have 3 organs of government. The executive implements the law. The legislature makes law, while the judiciary interprets the law. Very obvious. But when they become governor of Edo State, they lord over legislature, they lord over judiciary, because they have their puppets. They have their puppets there. How can the governor that is presiding over the executive and organ of government trample on the rights of other organs of government? Separation of power. Propounded by Baron de Montesquieu. He said, separation of power. Not have fusion of power. Pure separation of power. The organs of government act independently. When one organ serves as check to order, check the excesses of others, other organs of government. Whenever there is a constitutional dichotomy, constitutional imbroglio, constitutional pandemonium between the executive and the legislative organ of government, judicial arm of government interprets the law. Interprets the law. Judiciary interprets the law. How many laws have been interpreted by the judiciary in Edo State? Because judiciary is not autonomous. Because judiciary is not, there's no independence of judiciary. We are calling for the total independence of the judiciary in Edo State, so that judiciary cannot be strangulated by the executive organ of government. We are tired of judicial strangulations in Edo State. We are tired, we are sick and tired of judicial strangulations in Edo State. Because the organs of government are mute. Is it that some of them, people are afraid of being arrested? We fear God only. When you fear God, you have nothing else to fear. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. And the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Where be pusillanimous? Edo State is in darkness. Conflagration everywhere. You cannot travel from Benin to Auchi. Bandits have occupied our forest because we say we are hospitable, giving them hospitality. They have occupied everywhere. That is why they want to install their sultan here. They installed sultan on phone, and the sultan came all the way he came courageously. Yes, we are ready. Well, our institutions are not saying anything. Traditional institution, nothing. Nothing. They have occupied everywhere. They give directive. In fact, Ofone, we are gone. No, they always say they have right to bear arms. Where we have right in the south, have right to counter them with bottle, with arrow. Man, they paro with the verse, with the paro. Governor, do something. So that you write your name in the sand of time. So that your name will be written in the hall of fame, not in the hall of shame. Let us join hands with the palace, the Oba of Benin, to ensure that there is development, there is peace, tranquility in our state. Politics, election is gone. It is time for governor to put on his sticky cap, work, deliver the dividends of democracy you promised. You don't need to sign MOU to deliver dividends of democracy to the people. As big as Edo State, there is no flyover in Edo State. Our drainages are not deseated. There is no potable water supply. There is no security. There is no bursary for Edo State students. There is high rate of hunger in our land. People are dying of starvation on a daily basis. You are forcing them to take vaccine in empty stomach. When the stomach is empty, vaccine becomes poisonous. When the stomach is empty, vaccine becomes poisonous. Governor, because the love we have for you, That is why we are telling you the truth. The bitter truth, nothing but the truth. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Sycophants around you will not tell you the truth. Sycophants around you will not tell you the truth. Don't begin to clap hand. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, men. Yes, boys. Governor, do this one. Governor is right. Governor revoke. Governor is right. Governor destroy people houses. Governor is right. Governor marry person. Governor is right. Governor do this one. Governor is right. The governor is always right. The governor does no wrong according to them. Now we believe that the governor does wrong. Even in England, where it is said the queen do no wrong, you can see, in fact, some certain things that the queen will do, some people will come out. If at all they say the queen can do no wrong. No commissioner in Edo State. No full House of Assembly in Edo State. No special advisors in Edo State. No local government chairman in Edo State. No substantive chief judge in Edo State. Why is it that Edo State presently is known for negative things? Is it that we are Viboarinized in Edo State? Is it that we are Viboarinized in Edo State? Is it that we now have a new subject, or what? We don't have a new philosophy that is known as Boaristic philosophical beam in Edo? Edo Boaristic philosophical beam. Edo Boaristic philosophical beam in Edo State. Boaristic, hey God. Edo Boaristic philosophical beam in Edo State. Let's continue to be speaking truth to power. Power is transient. Power is ephemeral. Power is transitory. We have had a lot of people that have governed Edo State before. Where is Comrade Aliyo Shomole today? John Odige Oyegun, Sam Ogbemudia of blessed memory. O Sereme Osumbo, Professor Folonsho Ali, Professor Folonsho Ali, the best governor, the governor that established universities in Edo State. Huge 10-bender university known as Bruce Ali University, College of Education, Ekadolo. He built schools in Delta State. He established television station known as BBS, now EBS. Construct so many roads in Edo State. Construct so many roads in Edo and Delta State. Education was free at all levels. Kudos to Professor Folonsho Ali. Kudos to Professor Folonsho Ali. Kudos to Professor Folonsho Ali. We need governor, a working governor like Professor Folonsho Ali, not governor, not a person that is developing Edo State on the pages of newspaper, not a social media governor, not governor that will sign MOU without implementation. Governor Folonsho Ali did not sign any MOU. Edo State was developed. His just he erected are there to speak for us. Built a lot of secondary schools. A lot of secondary schools. His 100 days of office, what he achieved, in fact, were extremely enormous. His achievements, Professor Folonsho Ali, we need a governor like Professor Folonsho Ali. That's why what he did, we know what happened. May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace. That was when we have governors that have philosophies, governors that have manifestos. Not now. That governors, you mad the podium, begin to tell us lies, begin to deceive us, begin to bamboozle us. They buy properties everywhere. You don't live life forever. You don't live life forever. Do for your people. So that people will be blessing you. People will be praying for you. May the soul of Professor Folosho Ali continue to rest in perfect peace. We don't need a vaccine governor. Governor that will force us to take vaccine on empty stomach. That will not force Edo people to collect palliative. Palliative were stored in medical store road. Perishable items were stored there, and you love your people. You didn't feed them. Now you are telling them to go and take vaccine by force. To go and take vaccine. When you take vaccine, in fact, it is more poisonous to take vaccine in an empty stomach. Because the Obaseki must feed the people first before forcing them to take vaccine. Governor, act well, act fast. Edo State, Edo people are waiting for you. People that have chanted the slogan of 4+4. Some of them are despondents. Some of them are doom and gloom. Some of them are regretting. Very soon I'll go and buy my canoe. I've ordered for my canoe. So that whenever I'm going, when it rains, just use canoe. Enter canoe, go office. Edo State is now the heartbeat of flood. The heartbeat of insecurity. The heartbeat of human rights violation. The heartbeat of land grabbing. Yes, there's a total disconnect between the leadership and the people. God bless you, Minister in the Temple of Justice. Minister in the Temple of, I know you are based in Abuja. It is sad to tell you this morning that there is no substantive chief judge in a state that produces legal luminary like you. There is no substantive chief judge in our state. Is it very difficult to make Justice Archer the substantive chief judge? We stand for the truth. I know when I was arrested and charged with treason in 2017, Justice Archer was there, the judge of, he was there in charge of criminal court 1. He presided over the matter. If I thought the bail conditions were stringent then, the bail condition given to me by Justice Archer were stringent. But that would not make me, that would not make me not to speak truth to power. Justice Archer is the qualified person to be the chief judge. He should be made substantive chief judge. I cannot, because of that, the bail condition given to me, then I'll be supporting the governor, that the governor should not make him substantive chief judge. No. No. The bail condition given to me were so stringent. Stringent. Because of the political interest in my matter then in 2017. Because of the political interest in my matter. When this governor arrested me in 2017, charged me with treasonable felony. We expected the judge there to take a look at the merit and the demerit of the matter and struck out. No. You cannot bring this matter to my court. You cannot bring this matter to my court. That's what we expected. But I was made to spend a month and 2 weeks in Oko prison, Freedom Republic, thinking that when I come out, I will become Odin. I will go and buy padlock and padlock my man. I went to Oko prison with 50% activism, activistic spirit, and I came out with 35 spirit of activistic spirit from Oko prison. You can only kill the messenger. You cannot kill the message. We must continue to disseminate the message of liberation the message of emancipation, the message of justice, the message of development, the message of Uru, the message of freedom in Edo State. Message of freedom in Edo State. You must, no matter what. In fact, God, this life is not that you learn to do good. Have adopted the philosophy of Socrates that said the unexamined life is not worth living. That said, man, know thyself. Man, know thyself. The unexamined life says Socrates is not worth living. Socrates said, and I quote, the good should be done and the evil avoided. When you do good, you avoid evil. You don't have to be afraid of kidnapping. God definitely fight for you. God will fight for you. When you are a judge, you dispense justice, you administer justice in line with the Constitution, in line with the conscience, the good conscience. When we're doing law, that's diploma in law, that tell us this is repugnant to natural justice. Let us not support what is repugnant to natural justice in our judicial system. Let us do good. Write your name in code. Do good and avoid evil. Dispense justice in line with conscience. You know, people are in prison today. Awaiting trials for 8 to 9 years. Awaiting trials. Awaiting trials inmates. 8 to 9 years are there. What I saw when I was in prison more than 2 weeks. In fact, no. We have a long way to go. Long walk to freedom. Long walk to freedom. We have a long way to go in this country. We have a long way to go in this country, in this state. Go to prison, you will see. Somebody who stole kuli, 8 years awaiting trial, kuli, where politicians that loot the treasury of our state and our country are walking freely on the street. They influence the judicial organ of government. They are everywhere, very powerful men. They have weakened our institution. We must continue to do what will strengthen our institution and weaken the so-called powerful, strong men. We must strengthen our institutions. Our institution must be strengthened to dispense justice to the poor. God loves the poor people. That is why He created them so many. It is not by fault. It is not a crime to be a poor man. It is not a crime to be a poor man. A poor man dies while a rich man also dies. Why is it that you are secluded, you are segregated, you are humiliated because you are a poor man? Go to prison, you will see. You marvel with what you see there. 8 years awaiting trials. 8 years awaiting trial. 9 years. I saw a person awaiting trial. He has not, for the past 10 years, they have only taken him to court twice. 3 times. Frivolous adjournment. Poor. We cannot wait for Americans to come and fight for us. We cannot wait for Americans. Americans fought for America. Today, America is greater than Britain. All the colonies, that 12 colonies came together and formed the United States of America. They demanded independence. So independence was on the 4th July, July, so yes, 4th July, 1776. When Thomas Jefferson said, and I quote, my favorite quote, "We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal." We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal. They are done by their creator with certain inalienable rights, the right to life, the right to liberty, and the right to pursue happiness. That to enjoy these rights, government are instituted amongst men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. That whenever the government becomes so disruptive, it is the right of the people to abolish that government. It is the right of the people to abolish that government. When the government becomes so disruptive. That is the essence of social contract theory. Social contract theory. We should go back to our library. We should read about the social contract theory. That the governor of Edo State is a messenger, not a master. He's a messenger. We are the masters. We electorate are the masters. While the governor is our messenger. We only send him to Denis Osadebi Avenue to represent our interests. We send them to the parliament, to the, in fact, do we have parliamentarians at the federal level? Senator Matthew Rogide. Senator Matthew Rogide. Senator Matthew Rogide, have you moved a motion in the House of Senate that Binia Uchi Road is not passable? That bandits have occupied Binia Uchi Road. My friend Obede Yama, Judicial there, and the other man representing Orion, his name again. I somewhere. You go to the parliament to represent your interests. Bini Abraka Road is not passable. I swear, what have you done? Judy said there. Obede Yama. Please. How many of you have moved motions on the floor of the House? Drawing the attention of the presidency to the heinous crime committed by kidnappers along our highways. We must speak truth to power. Our senator has failed us woefully. Our parliamentarians have failed us woefully. You have failed us woefully. Woefully. I weep for my state. 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 Lamentation. I'm lamenting my lamentation as a result of the happenings in my dear state. I started reading the book of lamentation. Just yesterday, I started reading the book of lamentation. I started lamenting on the state of the state. Land grabbers are working freely because they are connected to one or two persons in the palace. Connected to one or two persons, not the Oba of Benin. Connected to one or two chiefs. Connected to one or two workers in the palace. They are working freely on the streets. Continue to grab people's land. Land grabbers are working freely on the street. You write a petition against land grabbers. The police will not act on it. Because the land grabbers are connected to two prominent persons in the Nigerian police force. Supporting impunity. Supporting impunity. This life is transcendent. What shall it profit a man if he gains your word and loses his soul? On the last day, we shall all give account of our stewardship. We shall all give account for our stewardship on earth. Whether you have everything, all the properties on earth, your children will sell the properties. We have a lot of men, a lot of big men that acquire properties at GROA. After their demise, their children who were into drugs started selling disposing of their father's properties. When you die today, you go to 6 feet. Just only one room. Chief Anthony Enaro today, he's gone. His legacy will be here with us forever. You will be remembered. What will you be remembered for? What will you be remembered for? What will you be remembered for? On the last days, we shall give account of our stewardship to Jah. You are a politician today, you want to buy your properties. You want to buy properties in Europe, in US. We believe that we give our children sound and best education. We give your children sound and best education. Why are you thinking of acquiring properties everywhere? Why are you thinking of acquiring properties everywhere? You want to get property in US. You get in Afghanistan that have been taken over by Taliban. Get purchase in UK. Purchase in Dubai. Build hotels and everywhere that your children will be fighting for when you departed from this sinful world. Why? Why? Politician, why? Why? Don't you read the Bible? Don't you read the Holy Quran? Don't you read the Holy Quran? Don't you read the Bible? Children are dying of starvation on a daily basis. Hungers are killing our people. Oppressions are everywhere. You don't want to use the fund collected from the system to elevate people from their poverty status. Rather, you take delight in oppressing the oppressed. Our politicians must be moralistic. Must be moralistic. They should study moral philosophy that will guide them in their political life. You want to get properties everywhere. We had that governor is purchasing property, allegedly purchasing properties. Everywhere. Allegedly. It is where. It is where. At least with this, we'll round off this session. But let's keep praying for our dear states. Let's keep praying for our country. Because all we need now, since our politicians, governors have failed us, governors have been Boarinized, we need to cry to Almighty God. We're not supposed to be disturbing God with these unnecessary things happening in our country. But as the situation as it is now, we'll continue to use it to disturb God. Let God come like the Judicial Machina. Let God arise and let our enemies be scattered. God arise and let our enemies that are promoting violence, that are promoting killings, be scattered. Let it be our prayer. Let it be our prayer. It is only God that will savage these situations. It's only God. Only God. Politicians don't fail us woefully. Security vote, nothing. For those that are even providing security, the vigilantes are not even empowered. The local vigilantes are not even empowered financially by the state governor, like the way it is done in Kogi State and other states where vigilantes are strengthened. You don't hear of attack in Kogi State. When you go to Kogi State, the vigilantes are strengthened to work. Today, our vigilantes, they use their money to buy bullets. They use their money to buy guns to protect our territory. Use their money to buy guns. If you take a look at it now, the vigilante, that enthusiasm, that vigor is no longer there. That vigor is no longer there. That enthusiasm that greeted the formation of vigilante is no longer there because they are not encouraged. They are discouraged. They are not encouraged. Let the man that is in charge of Edo State vigilante, the man is from Kogi State, let him travel to Kogi State and see what is happening in his own state. Since we choose to retain the man from Kogi State to be piloting over that, since we decided to retain the man from Kogi State that is piloting over our security network that don't even know, understand my backyard, understand our corner. Wait, I will soon finish. Yes, the truth is bitter, but we must speak the truth. The truth is bitter. If we are ready, these people are everywhere and our vigilantes are not equipped, are not empowered financially. They walk with empty stomach. They walk with empty stomach. They walk with empty stomach. And you say we want to tackle insecurity. So we want to tackle insecurity when they are not empowered. How can we tackle insecurity? We saw the drama they acted. When they said they were looking for those that killed Showore's brother. He had that drama in the bush. Police. The vigilante, the day I traveled to Abuja by road, I saw vigilante. Some of them were on the road. Unkept. They are not, it is very obvious that they are not empowered. See one of them carry gun, they kill rabbits. That is why this bandit, these kidnappers, they will keep occupying a particular spot. They occupy a particular spot. Why is it so difficult to comb that forest? Uga, that is where they occupy that place there. The Sambisa forest. Sambisa forest along Binia Uchi Road. They operate at that particular spot for hours. And they go. They go. Is it that the police cannot lay ambush on them there? Is it that there is compromise? Is it that there is compromise? We have to change the system. We don't have to rely on that. That after all, Nigeria Defense Academy was invaded by government. No. It is well. When I take off my country, water on our way, me eyes oh. Aye, aye. Water on our way, me eyes. When I remember my state, I remember insecurity. Aye, aye. Water on our way, me eyes. When I remember my state, I remember oppression. Aye, aye. Water on our way, me eyes. Water run away me eyes, water run away me eyes, oh. Aye, aye, water run away me eyes. When I remember Benny Auchi Road, I remember the killings. Aye, aye, water run away my eyes. When I remember Edo State, I remember destruction. Aye, aye, water run away me eyes, water run away me eyes, water run away me eyes, oh. Aye, aye, water run away me eyes. I weep for my state. I weep for my state. I weep for my state. With this, we'll round off the session. And I want to also call on the governor of Edo State, to appoint his commissioners, to constitute his cabinet. We are running out of patience. Or we'll come out for a peaceful protest to call on him to constitute his cabinet. Edo State cannot be run by a sole administrator. Yes, you promised us September 1st to deceive us. September 1st. Today is September 11 to September 12 or so. Nothing has been, no commissioner. And the governor, his counterpart, are signing the anti-opugrazing bill into law. The governor is busy revoking people's certificate of occupancy. Revoking people's certificate of occupancy. Where your counterpart in Lagos, your counterpart in other states are signing the anti-opugrazing bill into law. You have not even sent the bill to your House of Assembly, to the 10 members House of Assembly. You have not done that. And you say you love Edo people. If you have entered into secret alliance with the federal government for the establishment of Ruga settlement, let us know. Let us know. Not this kind of Maradonic act that you begin to dribble Edo people. Begin to dribble them from February to September 1st. September 1st to we don't know when. You are going to appoint your commissioners. It is sad. It is sad. Nobody is talking again. Like I said, we have the weakest opposition. Let the governor appoint a substantive chief judge. I think the judiciary has played this. Judiciary, I think they recommend the 3 organs of government make their input in the appointment of substantive chief judge. The appointment of substantive chief judge, the 3 arms of government. Judiciary will recommend, the House of Assembly pass through the House of Assembly, where the governor will assent and make the announcement. Substantive chief judge. And we need local government chairman, elected local government chairman, not head of local government administration. We saw the extra local government chairman, some of them who looted the treasury of their local government, the money and everything, the queries that were given to them. The governor said, as a result of that, he cannot conduct local government election. But let them go and face EFCC. Let them go and explain to EFCC. They should go and explain to EFCC. There are 3 years tenure. If EFCC gives them, then clear bill of health, no problem. But they should be subjected to investigation by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC. We have EFCC. EFCC should not be going after Yahoo boys. So just we arrested 10 people for internet fraudsters. 10 this for we busted the hotel. We arrested 15 of this we saw. We recover a laptop, iPhone. They should go after politicians. Local government chairmen that just rounded off their tenure should be investigated by EFCC. It should be investigated by EFCC. And the governor should empower the local vigilante and even empower the police with some gadgets needed to tackle insecurity, to tackle security challenges on our highways. The governor should do everything possible to address flood menace. And I want to advise the governor that this revocation of certificate of occupancies of landowners is very, very sardonic. It is not good. You have not built a secondary school since you assumed the office as the governor. You are revoking the certificate of occupancy of Garrick Memorial School. Garrick Memorial School has been there for years. Governors, a lot of governors have governed Edo State, where Garrick Memorial Secondary School is there. Is it that you know, God, what is all this vendetta? What is all this politics of bitterness? Governor Godwin Obaseki, this is not the time for politics of bitterness. This is the time for you to act, to deliver the dividends of democracy to Edo people. Edo people are anxiously waiting for the dividends of democracy, not revocation of certificate of occupancies of people's property or demolishing people's properties. No. Do the right thing. Fear God. Fear God, oh, you are the governor. You know what happened to Pharaoh when Pharaoh act was adding. You know what happened to Pharaoh? After the 10th plague at the end. Pharaoh! When they said, let my people go. Pharaoh said, no. Pharaoh asked what's adding. Governor Godwin Obaseki, let not your heart be adding like Pharaoh. Let not your heart be adding like Pharaoh Ramses. That imposed dictatorship on the children of Israel only to have his formidable army perished in the Red Sea, which write the history of the Middle East with the blood of the oppressed and the downtrodden hoi polloi. Let not your heart be hardened. Let not your heart be hardened. When you hear the truth, harden not your heart. Tomorrow may be too late. Obaseki. Tomorrow may be too late. Tomorrow may be too late. When you hear the truth, harden not your heart. Tomorrow may be too late. Let not your heart be hardened like Pharaoh Ramses. Rescind the decision of the revocation of the certificate of occupancy of Garrick Memorial School. Desist from that. We will join God, we will join you to pray to Almighty God to forgive you. To err is human, to forgive is divine. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Yes, compensate those people. You have destroyed their properties. Compensate them. Let not your heart be hardened. Compensate those people you have destroyed their properties. Compensate them. Compensate them. We are not operating a dictatorial government. It is absolutely dictatorial. You don't even respect court order. The governor only respects court order. Sorry to say, Governor Godwin Obaseki obeys court order when it favors him. Tony Kabaka Hotel was demolished, even when the matter was pending in court of competent jurisdiction. People go and get court order. Governor Godwin Obaseki, stop treating court order like a mere piece of paper. You are a product of court. If other people if they don't respect court order, there is no way you would have been the governor of Edo State. Respect court order. Don't only when the court order is against you, respect court order. Look at the order from River State High Court. If I thought Rivers State High Court is known for giving controversial order. But obey the order. Instead of describing the order as in his language as speculative or something like that, as speculative. You describe the whole court order as speculative. You regard court order as a mere piece of paper when it is against you. But when the court order favors you, you are quick to implement. Why? Why, Mr. Governor? Why, Mr. Governor? You are quick to obey court order when it favors you and jettison court order that is against you when you are a product of the judicial system. Respect judicial order, Governor. Yes, respect judicial order. Respect judicial order, Mr. Governor. We all have to contribute our quota for Edo State to be developed in all ramifications. Edo State must be developed because this act of revoking people's C of O and demolishing people's houses is taking us back to the dark days. You are taking us back to we are moving anti-clockwise instead of us to be progressing. You are progressing in error, Mr. Governor. You are progressing in error. You are progressing in error. You are progressing in error. So anybody that is against you now, you just go and revoke the certificate of occupancy. You want to teach the person lesson. Is that how to teach someone's lesson? Receive your decision of the revocation of the certificate of occupancy of Garrick Memorial Secondary School. A lot of people have, in fact, that school has made a lot of people build schools for Edo people. Second tenure, we have not done anything. It's with this, they say, he who has ear, let him hear. Governor, blood flows in you. It is not fuel it is not petrol that flows in you, blood. You are not God. You don't see tomorrow. You don't see tomorrow. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. That is why we don't even know what will happen in the next hour. That is why everything we do, we always fear God. We always apply human face. Yes, because life is short, transient, and transitory. With this, I round off this session. Thank you, and may God bless you. Time will not permit me to read the comments. Thank you, but I saw everybody, saw your comments. Thank you, and may God bless you. I love you. Amandla away to Israel to Africa. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. For those of my fans that have been following me for years, thank you very much. Thank you. And may God continue to bless you. No weapon fashioned against you by the enemy shall prosper. Your properties you spend money on to develop will never be demolished. Rather, your enemies will be demolished. Good health shall be your portion. Good health. This disease that they said is spreading like a Harmattan fire, killing people, will not come near any of you. Good health, God will continue to give you good health. You are going to be the apples. You are the apples of God's eyes. You are like trees planted by the riverside. Trees planted by the riverside never lack any good thing. You shall never lack any good thing in your life. Earth is a good thing. Wet, you shall not lack any good thing in your life. So shall it be. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In the name of Allah, and in the name of our ancestors. Long live our Oba of Benin. That is Oba Atokbeye.
Now we don't hear from Kola Edokpayi. Let us know what you think for this matter. Go to comment section, make you put your own. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things where they happen for Edo State. Make I leave you now with this video, make you help us share them. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.